Taking responsibility for your participation in society. It's one of the main subtopics of taking responsibility. So, as a man or a woman, you are part of society. And you have an important role in the way that you are actually powering society. We always think that society is being powered from the top. No, it's always being powered from the bottom. It's just a perception illusion that some of the people try to give you, let you to think that if there's nothing at the top, you can't do anything. This is totally wrong. You are actually the main unit of society. The person, me, you, right? And we power society by what we're doing. So we have an extremely important role. Although we think, there's close to 8 billion people on Earth, and we don't matter. We actually matter because it's what you do at a very granular level as a unit powering society that define anything that's happening within society. And this is a mindset that you should have. You are extremely important because you power society, as are the other close to 8 billion people. They are also extremely important because they power society. And so this has to do with responsibility? This has to do a lot with responsibility because what you are doing, how you participate in society, defines society. So what type of behavior do you adopt in society? Are you adopting a responsible behavior when you participate in society? What do you contribute to? What are the values that you are actually creating, promoting, showing inside society? Do you behave in a responsible manner? For instance, do you support respect, transparency, trust? Because every time you actually do action that actually align with those core values that are supportive of the well-being of yourself plus other people in society, when you do that, you actually support society. You actually make sure that society become a place where we focus on the well-being, on the good health, on the health of the mind and the body of the people. Now, if you are adopting a behavior where you are actually tricking other people, right? Where you lie to other people, where you mislead them, where you play on their perception, and you actually know very well what you're doing, then you are actually not being responsible when it comes to your participation in society. You are promoting values that if everyone was to adopt the same behavior as you do within society, the society would be totally dysfunctional. The society would basically come to an end because it just doesn't work. Society where there's actually no trust cannot function. It's simple. Society where there's no trust cannot function. There are a dystopian world, there are a robotic world, there are whatever you want to name it or characterize it, but it's not working, it's not functional. And it's not society where people are happy, people are thriving. So it's important that you pause and you actually look at, how do I participate in society? You participate in society through what you do with other people. What is your job? What is the working activities that you are having during the day? What do you participate to? What are the products that your company is selling? What are the services that your company is selling? Are those products actually supportive of the well-being of the people? Do they make people happy? Do they really make people happy? Are they really supportive of the well-being of the people? Not what, again, you're responsible for understanding, my friend. Not what other people want you to get as an understanding, but your understanding through using your thinking power. You've got a brain, you've got thinking power, and it's something you train, right? Apply this thinking power to what you are doing inside society. do what I do on a daily basis, look at the task, look at what you're doing. Look at the product you're selling. Look at the service you are selling. Are those products and services supporting the well-being of society? And if it's not obvious, dig, try to understand. Let's imagine you're actually selling, for instance, food in Nestle. Are those products actually good for society? If you take for instance, the Kellogg's cereals, is it actually good for kids? Well, you find out that very likely it's totally not good for kids. It's not good for the well-being. It's not good for the health, but it makes a lot of profit, right? So there's also other topic within Peopleizer around how do we define success and things like that. So it calls for basically connecting dots and having, from your perspective, a global view of what you want to do. But the key point here is your own definition of thriving. There's a topic dedicated to that on Peopleizer. But how do you see you thriving and how do you see society thriving? And I think it has a lot to do with how you participate in society. How do you take responsibility for your participation in society? Are you a lawmaker that is putting in place regulation that actually doesn't make people happy? It's just basically, I'm a French lawmaker, for instance, and I work in the parliament and I will take a vote on laws that are actually promoting control. Well, what's your responsibility in society, right? You are implementing control over other people just to progress your own interests and make 5,000, 10,000 euro a month? It's time to take responsibility for what you're doing, right? So I invite you to think about it, and we will go into other videos that talk about action, right? If you're not proud of what you're doing within society and how you contributed to it, then how can you start adopting a different mindset and different behavior that actually change the trajectory, that bring society more toward well-being for everyone? Because if everyone thrives into well-being, you are actually thriving into well-being. This is what people have difficulty to understand. They think that they should actually prioritize their own interest over the interest of other people, where it's an intuitive behavior that the system has made sure you adopt very early because it benefits them, but it doesn't benefit society at all. You should actually focus more on the well-being of other people around you as to create a context that is good for your own well-being. Thank you.